I think Chappell Roan is just a little bit of a Frank Ocean, and that's okay. What that means is the show must not necessarily go on. You may not get the same sort of consistency that you'll get from a Taylor Swift or an Ariana Grande. I think we're seeing that. I think that sometimes her energy may go where it feels authentic in the moment, and it may be a little bit misdirected because I think a lot of people lost a lot of money because she was trying to explain herself to people who didn't understand her, and then she got burnt out trying to explain her lack of endorsement in a way that ended up endorsing. So it was a little bit of an energy suck, and it ended up just kind of feeding the people who already wanted to misunderstand her, and now people who really love her, who are fans, are suffering financially because she burnt herself out kind of talking to her haters. Does that make sense? But that's something she's gonna go through and gonna learn how to deal with her insane amount of fame. Like, probably one of the quickest rises to be studied, actually. I think she rose to a really crazy level of success so fast that the transition from being able to process things like a normal person kind of skipped her. And so what's also unfortunate and interesting is that the group that she is catering to, right, which is very much leftist at the moment, is not at the moment ready to accept that they spent money to go see her and she didn't want to show up to work in a way that they can't decide to not show up to work. Does she have the right to do that? Yes. Is it within the code of like show must go on 100% professionalism, like you paid for these tickets, I feel connected to you and I feel like I owe you your money's worth? No. But at least people know that now. And there's different conversations. People are saying, oh, you shouldn't go to a festival just for one artist. Festival tickets are often more bang for your buck. I don't think you can blame someone for thinking that their best and most financially possible way to see Chappell Roan was at a festival, because sometimes festivals literally could be almost the same amount of money as actually seeing the singular artist on their own. So I don't think that's like necessarily fair. But she has every right to cancel, the same way her fans have every right to be like, wow, you wasted my money a day before and you could have maybe done that earlier. And in all fairness, she may not feel like she could have done that earlier. And she's at this insane amount of stardom very fast and very quickly and in a way that is not natural. And I think that some people are the type of people that, they're going to go to the work when they're sick, when they're crying, when Katy Perry just got texts about her divorce, when they're throwing up on stage. And some people are going to appear when they want to appear and appear only when they're at 100%, because that's what authenticity means to them. And honestly, it's different schools of thought of performance. Like, if I'm being 100% honest, I think we're starting to see Kaylee's personality rub a lot of people the wrong way. I personally don't mind it. She kind of reminds me of a friend of mine, like in the way she talks. I think some people do perceive the way she talks as a little bit juvenile, a little bit young, but I also read it as fresh. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I do think she comes off as like standing on her soapbox in the way that reminds me of like when my friends in LA, like I came in and told them that the guy next door had a bat for me and the guy I was seeing because we were black and sitting in the car and he thought that we robbed him. And there's like a certain amount of like green behind the ears exasperation that comes with like the shock of engaging with that for the first time as a white person in a certain way. But it's not a bad thing. It comes off a little green, sure, but it's honest and I'm not mad at it. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Like, there's a little bit of like, yeah, and fuck some of the things on the left. It's like, okay, girly, like, it does feel sometimes a little bit like a monologue from like a 70s film or something. But it's cute. At the same time, it's a little bit endearing. But I also understand when people are like, is she 19? Because she's 26, I'm 26. And like I'm saying, she reminds me of in the most loving, beautiful way, she does remind me of some of my college friends who are from the Midwest, whose families may be right-leaning. they move to a big city to pursue their creative careers. They are very queer, and things exasperate them. And it takes a lot of energy sometimes to be exasperated and to show your exasperation in a certain way. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm really burnt out. In hindsight, trying to show both that you don't care and caring a lot takes a lot of energy. I would know. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I think she kind of caught herself in a little bit of a, why the fuck are you asking me this? Okay, well, fine, I'll tell you. Okay, but you're not hearing me, but fuck you and you're stupid, but listen. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Okay, I can't go to work. And I get that. But if I spent a lot of money on that, would I be pissed? Yeah. Would I be pissed? For sure. At the same time, when I go to Camp Flog Gnaw, and the rumor is that okay, but it's different because it wasn't a rumor that she was going to perform. But when the rumor is that Frank Ocean is going to perform and then he doesn't show up or he drops out, I'm not upset because it's Frank Ocean. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? And so at a certain point, you do have to take it at face value. And this is the face value. So, I don't know. I think it's very interesting. And I do think I love the honesty. At the end of the day, I can't help but love the rawness and the honesty. Because when was the last time we got that? And I would be super scared to say anything that would dim that, because I think that's really special magic. We never get that. However, do I think that people have a right to be upset when they lost so much money and it was so last minute? Yeah, I think I would crash out and I would cry my eyes out for several days and I would probably be very upset. If I lost, people spent however much money on the actual ticket and then the plane ticket and a hotel, and it's so last minute, me personally, I'm really bawling my eyes out, wailing, if that happens. So I feel for those people.